Welcome to Cal's Cinema. This is Brothers. Brothers is, at the time of this review, the most recently released comedy effort on Amazon Prime. As this film is just out, I'll avoid spoilers until later on, and I'll give you a heads up beforehand. Brothers is yet another take on the tried and tested buddy road trip movie, with such classics as Midnight Run, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, and even Dumb and Dumber showing how successful the format can be.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
More recent films like Bad Trip and Identity Thief can show that it's not always a sure thing. And without giving away the score too early, I think you might know, just from watching the trailer, which category Brothers falls into.
I have to take it down.
Despite a decent start which kicks off with a flashback monologuing Peter Dinklage recapping his younger life with twin brother Josh Brolin, JD and Moke Munger, the film soon falls into seemingly random and cliched plot points.
I got a plan, but it takes all of us.
Props have to be given to both Dinklage and Brolin for taking original roles outside their usual casting, and the film does avoid milking the obvious joke of the physical difference between the two as twin brothers. Glenn Close does a decent job of portraying a sly, absent mother to her boys, even if that character does feel overly familiar. More on that later. But both the bungling villain role from Brendan Fraser and even a cameo by Marissa Tomei feel like wasted opportunities.
Don't make me come back there! I am justice!
Pacing-wise, the film carries itself along fine without getting too bogged down in family drama, although it does still feel light on both plot and jokes compared to something recent like the more conventionally built comedy Ricky Stenicki, which is also on Amazon. Just for the record, I'm not saying Ricky Stenicki is Oscar-worthy by any means, but it did at least make me laugh.
It's not what you think it is. It's just piss.
With that said, it's time to get into spoiler territory, so if you'd like to skip ahead to the score, feel free.
What's the holdup? Making arrangements.
And now to pick up on just a couple of the film's flaws. On the character front, a severe lack of Marissa Tomei aside, the character of Kath Munger feels heavily borrowed from that of Kathy Bates' Sonny Soak from Bad Santa 2, a dying but not really dying seasoned criminal who uses her son or sons to help pull off a heist of sorts. And while Kath may turn good in the end as opposed to Willie's mother, both Bad Santa movies feel more rewatchable over Brothers. The shared mall shootout location also didn't help. After JD finally convinces his brother to help him recover the jewels, things take a turn when Moke is forced to jack off an enormous CGI orangutan.
JD! JD!
I don't feel like I should really have to add anything here except that it feels like something that was just put in as shock value filler while Dinklage's character furthers the plot. Don't get me wrong, when shock value works, it can produce belly laughs.
Just got killed by a Daewoo Lanos, motherfucker! How you like me now, huh?
But when inserted randomly here, it does nothing but make me wonder how much of the budget was blown on animating the great ape making O faces. Strangely, besides this, the film does feel like it's afraid to let itself really go. Beyond some gun shooting and car hijacking, not a lot that's memorable happens outside of the standard road trip crime checklist, which makes its R rating feel unearned. So, what's the verdict on Brothers? Well, as a comedy, it feels like it never really takes off, as the jokes are few and far between, sometimes barely forcing you to crack a smile. And despite the surprisingly believable relationship between Dinklage and Brolin, there's not a lot that's enjoyable. As a Thanksgiving holiday movie, it's sadly also instantly forgettable, and on that day this year, I'll no doubt be rewatching Planes, Trains and Automobiles for the infinitieth time.
Go right ahead if it makes you feel any better. I'm an easy target.
While I didn't hate Brothers, I wanted more from JD and Moke's antics, and the few jokes that were there simply didn't land. And for that, Brothers has to be scored as a 5.2 out of 10. Sorry boys. So, what did you think of Brothers? Did you think I'm being too harsh? What's a recent road trip movie that you think is worth the hype? You can let me know, and be sure to like and subscribe and come back again to Cal's Cinema.